Hi guys, sorry about that really long break. I just haven't been playing this game too much. Anyway, this is a match Mangus Balance versus Death. And I just picked this match because he does a lot of different things and interesting things. It actually took me a while to get through this match. I had gone through a bunch of really easy wins. I'm very, very close to Commander. And this match from second, he really made me work for it, even though he's a private and he doesn't have the gear, he doesn't have like a mega pet or anything. He just, you'll see, like he does put the weaknesses on, he does tower a lot, which forces me to use a minion because if someone has a lot of towers, you either have to hit through the towers and you always have 50% off your attack, or you need to get a minion up and the minion will use all those lower pip spells and take off the towers for you. So here's the first weakness. I would say the only thing that he didn't do that he should have done is to put the infections on, because he's death, he can put on infection. He can do that. Instead, he does a strategy that we see a lot with Death, which is to blade up, and then you'll see the big skeletal dragon treasure card. And I guess everyone has those because they're like available at the bazaar and they're come from gardening. And I've got like a ton of them, and I haven't even been using them. So I decided to do the stun block because sometimes maybe they might be using a myth spell. Who knows? So here's the dragon. It actually does pretty good damage, but I am able to heal up because I don't have an infection. So he does have a lower pip spell, as I've talked about in those previous matches. There's my one triage. I think some people have more than one triage because likely if they have a skeletal dragon, they're going to do another one when you don't die. So, but anyway, there's a triage and I have 348 health. He only has 2 pips. But the thing is, he doesn't have really the damage, was a ghoul that's not really going to kill me. So I could have done the pixie first to get me up a bit before I did the availing. But there's his lower pip spell. It was a 3 pip it was a 3 pip spell, and it's a spinner, which makes it, kind of bad if you'd used a pixie or a fairy like this, because it would just take it all off. But I've got availing hands and helping hands, so I'm going to be healed up in a bit. So here's something interesting. He calls a 3 pip minion, and I hadn't been aware that this particular minion casts a lot of tower shields. I didn't even know death minions cast tower shields. That must be something new. Or maybe I just never knew about it. But it's basically a nuisance kind of minion. Is going to send off a lot of dark sprites. Maybe we'll do a fire elf. I personally think that the minion 6 and minion 5 of a death is probably the best. They only go up to Banshee though, but it's the fire elves that make a person not able to use a tower. So here's the first dark sprite. So I basically kind of ignored this minion. It's only 300 hit points. This spell would have killed it. But I had the blade up, so I thought I would just hit him. And I knew it was the Aquila Zooskir or whatever. I think it's Zooskir. They don't have a lot of resistance, at least to balance, so I knew that would be a good hit. It's just that their damage is about the same as Commander gear, so you still have to worry about the damage, and usually the pet adds a little bit more. I am using a triple damage pet. It only has fairy and it's kind of low stat. It's not the best pet that's out there, so my damage is a little bit higher than general.
I think I switched to that after a while, but you really do need to have like a good offense. For me, I think that if I'm going from second, I have to be more defensive most of the time. So here's the second Dark Sprite. So you can see that, I thought it was okay just to leave the minion up because it wasn't really doing much to me. Like, I could survive some Dark Sprites. So I could have just, went to Earth and killed him off, but here, see, he's blading up. He's got the 2 blades there. I do have a Lore Master, I think, on him. It's just a 20%. So here I do the Cyclops, and I'm shielding the Cyclops because I want him to live. And I basically want him to kill off the minion and to provide some good damage while I may have to heal again. I know that he's pretty low in pip, so he's not at Skeletal Dragon. But what I'm expecting is that he's going to go up to Skeletal Dragon again. You see this with myths too. Like, they'll call a minion, and you get bothered by the minion, and then you can't defend against the Basilisk or something. So here, I wasn't expecting the Deer Knight, but I guess anybody could have Deer Knight. Actually, Deer Knight, I think, is kind of overpowered for these kind of levels. Like, if you look in, like, 2 versus 2, if you're looking at, like, level 20 or even lower than that, like, 2 deaths, you're using Deer Knight, and that's super annoying. So I'm going to try to save my Cyclops because he kind of fizzled before and he didn't do much. I have a Helping Hands. That's the only thing I can do to heal my Cyclops minion. I don't really know if he's going to survive. But I do know when I cast him, he gets a little bit and then he gets a spin. And so it's going to be more than 50. So it's around 200. And it's just barely. It might, the worst thing is when you cast it and then he dies, right? Because then you wasted a heal you could have put on yourself. So I'm going to get rid of this minion because I just realized that, he just cast 2 towers and I can't deal with that. So off goes the Sandstorm, and it's definitely going to take care of that minion. It was at 417 and he only has like around 300 health. So there it goes, and now I got to prepare for my attack. I am putting up the pet blade, which is a dragon blade. Oh no, I did a pixie. But it's in my hand, so I'm just preparing for it. I wanted to get healed up. When you get down to, you have so little health that if you get down to a certain amount, you need to know, like, oh, I need a heal. Because if you go under and under, then you can't heal up from that. So this Deer Knight actually just hurts a lot, and I don't think I can save him, but I'm lucky here because this pet usually does not ferry. So I don't have to heal myself. And I was really low in pips too, so I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I'm really trying to save that minion. I gave him a tower, and wasn't too sure about this, but I have a pixie in hand, so I'm going to give him the Helping Hands, and he's like so low in health. It would be amazing if he survives, right? And he did, actually. So the Deer Knight actually was doing around 170, and the Helping Hands gives 163. So here he gets a heal. And it's just harder to do an attack. I mean, I could say this is one of the longer matches that I had in a long while. So I put it up because I think actually is higher level. He's like not the same level as me. So here I go. So you see I'm doing a lot of healing. I don't like to fall under a certain amount of health, otherwise then I'll never be able to go back up from it unless I have a lot of heal cards, which I used it already on the Skeletal Dragon. So here we're going to have to deal with the Mander, and Mander only has like 350 health. It's just pretty sure anything will kill it. And he doesn't shield to death, so that is a sort of a big problem, but I'm hoping that the Mander may help me. That basically it's sort of a strategy that they get so focused on your minion that they stop attacking you, unless they do Deer Knight, which I'm hoping that he just doesn't have a lot of Deer Knight. Because if he does a lot of Deer Knight, then he's going to be attacking me. So I've got a bunch of blades up. I at least got 2 blades, and I'm going to put up this, and I got a Myth Blade on there too. And then I have the Spirit Blades also. I just need to find that Minotaur, and then I'll be able to shoot that. I'm not really sure if the Mander's gonna live because he just got poisoned. Oh, no more shields for me. So it's like I could use the Lore Master and use up my 2 blades. But here, yeah. So here I'm getting 4 blades. Poor Mander. But all I got was that Hydra in my hand and a Lore Master. And I'm not really sure. What I'm really set up to do is to do the Minotaur, but I don't have it on hand yet. So here comes Mander just to provide another nuisance little thing. Because actually Mander didn't do much at all. Like, he gave me some elemental shields. And so here's the Infallible. Mostly because I needed something with 0 pips to... otherwise I would have had to pass, because I did find the Minotaur. And so he could tower, he could weakness. I've got 4 blades and an Infallible. So the thing about Infallible is that they have no resistance. It does nothing, really. It only works if they have resistance. And so there's those 4 blades. It's going to kill. It is a one-shot kill. So there you go. There's the match. And he was higher level. And also, let's look at his gear. And it was all like this Zeus gear and a Senator gear. So I'm about near Commander. So next time will be a Commander match. Pretty sure about that. And so remember, I've got a playlist, and I would like you to like the video and sub to Wizarena if you haven't. And of course, remember, they are also on Twitter at Giant Hunters. Bye.